Okay, hello everyone. I thought I'd, while I'm on a roll, on my first day of doing videos, I thought I'd do another one for something else I was thinking of reviewing. So I'm just going to do a quick review of a watch that I bought some years ago. It's quite unusual, so I thought it might be interesting for anyone who's looking at and thinking of buying it. This watch is a Stuhrling original Emperor's Grandeur automatic watch. So as you can see probably straight away from looking at it, it's pretty unusual looking, kind of steampunkish, eye-catching kind of thing. So yeah, this is my first impression, and general observations is that, yeah, obviously it's unusual and kind of a what do you call it, standout kind of piece. Yeah, it also comes in silver or rose gold colors, so I'm going to put a little video of the website showing those colors, which you'll see right there. I think that the gold's nice. I mean, the gold's kind of much more in keeping with the kind of steampunk vibe of this watch, but the other ones look okay as well, I guess. So yeah, anyway, moving on to, let's look at the positives of this. So when I used to wear this watch quite a lot, I used to get quite a lot of admiring comments on it, like people would, comment on it and stuff, because obviously it's not your everyday watch and it is kind of eye-catching, so you'd have people saying, oh wow, look at that, like, that's a hell of a watch and stuff like that. So in that way, it's good. It's and it's definitely got something to it. It looks nice and everything. So yeah, and so in that way, yeah, if you're looking for something to stand out, it's certainly good for that. I also found myself staring at it a lot because it's quite nice. Like if you look up close, you can see. I don't know how much you can see here. It's got this movement. So you have the sort of the first cog there going at a sort of like normal ticking speed, and then behind it you've got like this spinning wheel, and it's just constant. This and then you've got this like little ticker going backwards and forwards there. So that's quite nice. I mean, I found myself staring at it a lot. It kind of lost its novelty after a while, but it did take a bit of time to lose its novelty. So yeah, that was kind of worth it. And obviously if people are looking at it, like if they look closer, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. And there's certainly moving parts in the face. There's no like second hand or anything like that, so it kind of takes the place of that, so you can check if it's still working by looking at that, so that's a nice touch. And then I'd say the only other positive of it really is that it's been working for quite a long time. I mean, like as long as it's wound, it's been maybe 3 or 4 years now, and it's still going, which is kind of surprising to me actually, and I'll come on to why. But yeah, so that's a good thing as well. But unfortunately, there's quite a lot of negatives to this watch, so I'm going to move on to them now because I've kind of exhausted the positives already. So the first negative is, as you probably noticed, it's pretty chunky. Like if you look at how thick it is when it's on, it's like it really protrudes from the wrist. And it's also pretty weighty. I mean, it's not the heaviest watch I've felt, but like it's quite, it's there when you're wearing it. So that's not ideal. Especially if you're doing anything active or anything like that. And the chunkiness means it's also quite hard to stop it from hitting things. So like, I don't know if you can see there, but it's got like a little crack on the side where I did hit it on something, even though I was being very careful. I mean, when I used to wear it more, I really liked this watch, so I was really trying to avoid hitting it on anything, but it was actually unavoidable in a sense. So yeah, that's not ideal. It also loses its charge quite quickly. So every time I've used this watch, I basically had to wind it pretty much. If I take it off, especially like just for a day or something, it goes dead. And you have to kind of wind it with the crown. I mean, you could probably wear it till the kinetic energy turned it on, I guess, but like, it's not ideal. And then the other thing that makes that even worse is that it's really hard to set. So I like there to be a consistency between the hands. So they're kind of like facing the same way on the minute hand. So, it's like a world time type thing. But to do that, you have to first turn it back. So you have to turn it in one direction. That turns both hands. It turns the normal ones backwards and the second one forwards. So you have to do that till you get to whatever you want on the second one, ignoring the first, the larger clock. And then you leave that way wherever you want it. And then you turn the larger one kind of clockwise, and that turns it, and so then you match it like that, and it's just hassle. Like I always forget to do it the right way first, so I end up like chasing one with the other, and it's not ideal like that. I think that it would be much better if there were two levels to the crown and one moved one and one moved the other, as you'd usually find in a lot of different watches. So yeah, that's not great, and it makes it even more of a hassle when it's run out. So like then reset it basically. Yeah, in terms of how well made it is, it doesn't feel like that premium. So I don't think I'd trust it in water, for instance. Well, especially now it's a bit cracked, but in general, I don't think I'd want to take this in water. I mean, I feel like it quite likely wouldn't last that. I mean, this is a presumption. I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe the people who made it would object to that. But to me, it's not something. I don't feel like I would trust it in that sort of situation. It's obviously light on features. There's a moon phase. It looks pretty, but I don't really find that useful. And there's not really any other features to speak of. There's the second, smaller watch hands, which I guess are useful for dual time. But if you're constantly setting it and it's more hassle to set than it's worth, then it's not really like a great addition, to be honest. It's not like it's keeping track of another time with no hassle. It's like constant hassle to do that. So you might as well just look up the other time on your on your phone or whatever. So yeah, not many features. It's also quite hard to actually read the time on it, as you can probably see. Like, it's quite confusing, and in low light there's no glow feature or anything. So if you're in a dark kind of setting or a low light setting, then yeah, good luck with that. You're not really going to be able to read this. So it's more like a piece of jewelry, really, in any of those sorts of settings. I also found that it loses quite a lot of time. Like if I am wearing it consistently, like for over a day or a couple of days, then you'll find it will lose a few minutes a day. Again, kind of hinting at that not great quality, if that makes sense. And then, oh yeah, so probably the main thing that stops me from wearing this is the clasp mechanism. I don't know why they made it with this clasp mechanism. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so difficult to use. It's really hard to adjust. I don't know why it's basically impossible to adjust like without hassle. I mean, like you've got this kind of, you can lift that, but then the actual, I don't know if you can see there, but the part that actually goes into the watch from the from clasp comes in under instead of, well, it's just really difficult. It makes no sense. It's really, I don't even know how to adjust it. I forget every time because it's so complicated. So I basically end up just kind of putting it on however it is. Usually fits kind of okay, but it's not that comfortable. And if I want to make any adjustment, it's so difficult, I don't even bother. It's kind of there. So it's a bit loose now, as you can see. And if I was going to wear this out, I wouldn't really know how to, this thing's kind of over here. Yeah, it's just not great. So yeah, I'm not that keen on that. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the lifestyle and kind of practical use case for this. I think that obviously it's not a very practical watch, as I've pointed out multiple times now. Okay for some showy occasions. When I used to wear it more, I'd wear it when I was wearing kind of out there outfit, like smart casual, some sort of, usually with like a blazer with big checks on it or something like that, a bit like Hannibal in the TV series, that sort of like quite loud outfit. So then you've got a steampunky watch, and then that's kind of cool. Or if, I could wear it, for instance, with the leather jacket I just reviewed today as well, the Blake Higley Bourneville Regis jacket, because, that kind of steampunky leather and this kind of look. Yeah, that could be cool, I guess. Maybe I'll do that at some point. That'll be a good way to use this watch after I haven't used it for like a year. So moving on to value for money, I didn't remember how much I paid for this, but I just looked it up and it's listed for £245. There's no way I would pay that for this watch, honestly. Like, just the functionality is not there for it, it's lasted, I guess, the fact that it's been around for a few years, like 3 or 4 years, yeah, fair enough. I mean, in that sense, yeah. But the lack of functionality, the trickiness of using it, the fact it's just not going to get that much kind of wrist time. I wouldn't pay, honestly, probably wouldn't even pay half of that. I think I'd pay, well, as I say in my written review, probably max, from me personally, I would probably pay max like 80, but I certainly wouldn't recommend that anyone else pay more than like 120 something, maybe, if you really, really like it. Like, it's just not, oh, it stopped and I only just, I wound it like, oh no, wait, it's not stopped, it's just because I was Sorry, I pulled up the crown to adjust it. So yeah, anyway, so I'm just going to summarize quite quickly. I think overall I'd probably give this watch about a 4 out of 10. I'm giving it, that's kind of generous, because like I do really like what it looks like. I don't want to detract from that. It's very pretty. Like it's a nice looking watch, and that movement is nice to look at. And I still wouldn't be against wearing it. Like if it was some sort of occasion where I want to wear something quite out there, yeah, I'll throw this on. Like, but I just need to know that I don't want to be in a situation where I actually need to read the time and I'm using this, you know. Like a lot of the time I think I used to be okay with it because I would have a Fitbit on this side, and then I could, if I really need to, use that for the time, but my Fitbit broke a while ago, so like it would be even more frustrating now if I couldn't read the time on it. So yeah, 4 out of 10, because it's certainly unique and everything, but it's just not very practical. And yeah, so anyway, yeah, if you want it, look out for a discount somewhere. I feel like I must have got it on half price or something. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing more videos, different reviews of things shortly. Thank you.